Thursday, July 9th, 2020, Mesa, Arizona. David Klebanoff, hopeinprison.com. This evening, Elder Woodward, Elder Worthland, and I met with Michael. After the prayer, we talked about another two missionaries, Alma and Amulek, who were teaching the Zoramites in about 78 BC. The missionaries taught that we should pray for, but not limited to, mercy, your flocks, your household, your enemies, your crops, and the welfare of those around you. The missionaries went on to teach that for prayer to be effectual, we have to care for the needy, naked, sick, and afflicted. Last week, after going over her taxes, I asked my client, Amanda, how her father, David, who is also a client, was doing. She was very worried about him. He has stage 4 lung cancer. She said he was shutting everyone out and wouldn't answer her calls anymore. I called and invited David to lunch on Tuesday, July 7, 2020 at noon. He accepted. David arrived about half an hour late for our appointment. He apologized several times for being late. He said his brain was mushy from all the cancer treatments. We went to Hibachi Super Buffet on the corner of Southern and Alma in Mesa. David filled up his plate with food. He said he hadn't felt like eating for the last several days. I asked David what his plans were. He said he was thinking about going to a place in California where he could die with dignity. I guess there's some place over there that will supply you with a suicide pill. They can't actually put it in your mouth. They can only put it in a cup for you to take yourself before you're incapacitated. At this point in the account, Michael was shaking his head. He said he really liked all the psychiatrists that had worked with him in prison over the years. David is a retired psychiatrist with a ponytail. I asked Michael if he was being facetious. He said he was being totally serious. I went on to tell David that in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we believe life goes on after this mortal existence, and that in the next life, he and I would be able to talk face to face again, just like we were now. David says that when you die, that's it. There isn't anything else. David says his home looks like a slaughterhouse. He bleeds a lot with all the medicine he's taking. I reminded him how much his daughter loves him and asked why he wasn't talking to her. He said he was mad at his ex-wife and daughter because they had come into his home without permission. I asked, well, was the house better or worse after they were there? David said, well, maybe it was better, but I'm still mad that they came in without permission. I said anytime I feel unhappy with my wife, I pray and ask God to put love in my heart, and He always does. I challenged David to pray for love in his heart next time he was mad with the women in his family. He said he would. David said the food had been absolutely delicious, and he was feeling better than he had for a long time. He said at first he didn't want to answer the phone when I called, but he was glad he did now. I said next time he was feeling down and thinking about his little death with dignity place in California, we should go to lunch instead. We agreed to do lunch again in a couple of weeks after his next round of treatments. At the end of the hour, Elder Woodward gave the closing prayer. We are scheduled to meet with Michael again next Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. I think I'm going to invite David to come too. P.S. Amanda was so happy with the picture I texted of her father eating.